This is the State Farm postgame show.
A terrific performance from Josh Allen. Folks, he'll have the opportunity to celebrate with his head coach, Sean McDermott, and his number one option, Stephon Diggs, as the Bills win their first playoff game. That's since 1995. They beat the Colts 27-24. Hello again, everyone, and welcome to the State Farm postgame show. Coming up next, college hoops action on CBS as we head to the Big 12, where Oklahoma meets 6th-ranked Kansas. Tip time is now scheduled for 4:45 next, right here on CBS. And back here inside of Studio 43, JB along with Coach Boomer and Phil. As we take a look at the AFC bracket.
So here's what's going to happen. If Cleveland wins on Sunday night, they will go to Kansas City. If Pittsburgh beats Cleveland, they will go to Buffalo, and then the winner of Baltimore and Tennessee will visit Kansas City.
And the one-man wrecking crew known as Josh Allen. After the game, it was out Evan Washburn catching up with Josh Allen.
Well, Josh, this fan base had to wait a quarter century for this. This is the first playoff win you're a part of. What were the emotions like down the stretch here? You were not involved in it. Your defense was.
Yeah, Evan, honestly started off a little shaky there. Our defense did a great job. Right before half, they were able to turn it into points. That last drive, I can't fumble the ball there, but our defense, again, stepped up, made some plays. It doesn't matter how it looks. It's the playoffs. It's win or go home, and we got it done. We got to turn our focus to whoever we got next week.
You're clearly determined here and not overjoyed by this performance, but can you allow yourself to be pleased with the fact that you're able to get this win, not just for this team, but for this fan base?
Yeah, it's been a long time, since Bills Mafia's been able to celebrate like this. But again, it's one game. I'm just happy for a chance to play next week. We got to find ways to get it done next week. Like I said, regardless of who we play, we get a kind of a long week depending on when we play next week. But I'm super excited for our team. We got a lot of things to go.
Where are you better and more mentally tough now as opposed to maybe a year ago?
Just the trust of my teammates, understanding I don't want to play outside myself, and our guys went out there, made some plays today. Our front five did a great job of protecting. Like I said, I can't credit our defense enough for what they were able to do today. 27-24, that's a playoff win. These games aren't easy, and they're only going to get tougher from here, so we got to go out there and execute.
We always say it in the NCAA tournament, man, survive in advance. Enjoy the win.
Appreciate you, Evan. Thank you. Go Bills.
Well, Josh Allen, first off, under pressure, I thought, all day long. Indianapolis lost the battle up front on both sides, but Josh Allen outside the pocket, 15 of 20, 185 yards, 2 touchdowns. To me, he was the difference in the game.
He really was. Sean McDermott, I thought, utilized the clock so well in the second half of that game. He made a lot of really, really good decisions. Frank's going to have to sit back and live with some of the decisions he made. But think about this. Tyler Bass, a rookie, made a 54-yard field goal, which is the longest by a rookie in playoff history. And again, that's the difference in the game.
Yeah, a couple things here out of this game. How that Zach Pascal fumble was not ruled a fumble is beyond me. To me, that was a fumble. The game should have ended right there. The other thing, this is the best of Josh Allen. We saw everything about him. Take a look at this. I don't understand how this is not a fumble. Jordan Poyer makes a really smart play right here. He waits for Pascal to get up off the ground and then knocks the ball out. This is just... That's beautiful defense right there. And it should have been rewarded, and also should be rewarded that, McDermott actually called timeout, but then the referees came back and said that it was stopped by the booth back in New York. I don't buy that.
I think the one thing,
but that should have been a fumble.
And one thing going forward, I was just saying, is the Buffalo Bills is putting everything on Josh Allen. They have got to get a running game. They got to find a way to pressure the quarterback, and defensively they got to be able to stop the run. So, right now, his man is putting his team on his shoulders.
Indianapolis won all the stats. 472 yards, 9 of 17 on third down. Time of possession, all that, it means nothing. Buffalo took advantage of their opportunities. Indianapolis did not.
And the State Farm postgame show will continue from here in New York as we talk about this Buffalo win over the Indianapolis Colts.
Unleash the beast. Man, it's a monster inside you. That monster got heat. You dedicated your whole life to be right here. Everybody count. Let's go. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Hey, folks, don't forget Super Wildcard Weekend continues today on Fox when the Rams and Seahawks face off, and tonight on NBC when the Buccaneers visit Washington. Then tomorrow, you're in for a treat with another triple header starting with the Ravens and Titans on ABC and ESPN. Then the Saints host the Bears right here on CBS, Nickelodeon, Amazon Prime, and CBS All Access. And tomorrow night on NBC, it's the Browns taking on the Steelers as Super Wildcard Weekend continues. Boomer, can you recite all that by heart again?
No, I don't think I can, Jimmy. All I do know is that if Cleveland beats Pittsburgh, they're going to Kansas City. And I also know that if Pittsburgh wins, then Pittsburgh is definitely going to Buffalo. And then the winner of Baltimore and Tennessee will go to Kansas City.
Yeah, I think if you look at the Buffalo Bills, I mean, they're talking about. I like Josh Allen after the game. He just seemed we won the game, but. You know, he feels like
he had a good game, too.
He had a great game, which I love about this kid. It's not about him. It's about their team. He understands some of the shortcomings they may have right now. But I'll tell you what, Sean McDermott, they're going to be well coached. Their kicking game is very, very solid. And again, you know, defensively, you're not going to give up big plays, but you're going to be able to move the ball against them. They are able to finish drives in this game. The Indianapolis Colts, they could not finish drives.
Yeah, well, you know, we hear that, you know, can you make plays when there's no play to be made? Well, Josh Allen made a lot of those today. Indianapolis's offensive line was terrific in both areas, running and pass blocking. Phillip Rivers played very well, too, also. Hung in there, and, you know, for a guy his age, whatever, not afraid of getting hit. Not under a lot of pressure, but when he still made the plays.
And a reminder, while you and I were talking hoops with Clark Kellogg just a little
Clark
bit,
was here.
Coming up next, it will be Oklahoma at number 6 Kansas. That's basketball coming up. But right now, let me tell you that the State Farm postgame show will continue. These guys got a lot more information they'd like to share. They will do that after this.
This is the State Farm Postgame Show.
And welcome back to Studio 43 and the State Farm Postgame Show. Tomorrow, Super Wildcard Weekend continues on CBS with an NFC showdown as the Bears head to the Big Easy to take on Drew Brees and the Saints. Our CBS coverage begins tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern with the NFL Today. The game can also be seen on Nickelodeon, Amazon Prime, and CBS All Access. And tonight on CBS begins with NCIS Los Angeles, followed by 2 episodes of 48 Hours. That's tonight on CBS. And Chicago, New Orleans.
You know what? So Drew Brees is going to get back Michael Thomas, Alvin Kamara. They're going to be without Trey Hendrickson, their best defensive pass rusher. But I will say this. You're asking a lot for the Bears, and I'm sure Matt Nagy is telling everybody that nobody gives us a chance. I know that's what you would do with your team. That's what I would do as a player. So you never count anybody out. But New Orleans, this is probably going to be Drew Brees' last stand. They also understand that the last couple of years in the playoffs, it hasn't gone well for them. I think they step on the gas tomorrow, and they probably run them out of the building.
Chicago Bears will not have Roquan Smith nor Darnell Mooney. They've been downgraded to out. But I think when you look at this game, Mitch Trubisky, the way he's been playing, David Montgomery in the running game, Khalil Mack, you know what? I would be saying that right now tonight. No one has given us a chance. Let's go out there. Kind of what the Chargers did today, right? They went in there and
the Colts.
Coach, yeah, you know, I look at this game, I just want to see this. Chicago Bears offense, what can they do? The New Orleans defensive line is, even though Henderson is out, they are deep, they're big, they're physical. They could win the game by themselves.
What is the food item that's most closely associated with any expression from Bill Raftery? Onions. Yes. And so coming up next, you'll hear Spiro Ditas and onions from Bill Raftery, Oklahoma at Kansas. We'll see you tomorrow.
With the kiss.